Hi, welcome to our video on multiplying fractions. So I'm going to show you how to multiply using a model and then also a rule, and you can kind of work with whatever one works best for you. So right off the bat, there's kind of three big types of questions. We'll look at how to multiply fractions that look kind of more traditional, like 2/3 times 5/5. We'll look at whole numbers times those kind of fractions, so what like 2 times 2/3 would look like, and then times 4/7. How to do that. So we look over here on the right, show you the model first. Now this question, let's say we had a piece of paper and it was divided into 9 different boxes. So I want to represent 2/3 times 2/3. So what I'm going to do is color, let's color in, there would be 1/3, right, one row, and 2/3 would be the other row, right? So that's 2/3 of the boxes colored up. Now, if I was going to multiply that by 2/3, I then, I'm going to try to divide this paper up into thirds, but this time vertically. So there would be 1/3, and here would be 2/3. So 2/3 times 2/3 would look like this if I wanted to draw it. Now, the part that got colored twice in this particular example, right, if the total number of boxes is 9, right, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them got double colored, right, and one of them didn't get colored at all. So, based on that model, you might already see some sort of pattern to get from here to here. So if you have a prediction about what 1/2 times 3/5 are, why don't you pause the video, make it now, and kind of write your prediction here. And when you're done that, take a look at it, and I'll show you kind of the rule on how to tackle these questions. So you don't want to draw a model every time, right? Eventually, you just don't have space, you don't have highlighters. So the rule that you can follow is to multiply fractions, multiply the numerators, and multiply the denominators. Your answer must be in lowest terms, and proper fractions are okay. So my numerator is the top number. So this would be 8/15 times 5. So I multiply my numerators, multiply my denominators. Right, so 8 times 5, what's that? 40, right? And 15 times 6, well, I know 15 times 4 is 60, right? Would be 90. So it's as easy as that. Now that's not in the lowest terms. Both of them are divisible by 10 because I've got those zeros on there. That would take me to 4/9, right? Which is really similar to the question we just did. So let's take a look down here. Why don't you draw the first one on your own, right? Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. When you're doing B, it's really similar. It's just you've got 3 numbers to multiply on the top and 3 numbers to multiply on the bottom. See what you get. And C is a little bit of a challenge question. So it's something times 3 equals 1, and something times 7 equals 3. I have a feeling that 1/3 is in lowest terms, right? So you might have to bump it up. So the bottom number has to be at least like 3 because it would be 1/3 times 1, but it probably is even bigger. So see what you can do with this question marks on. So pause the video and then we'll do the word problem together. Okay, so you can check the answers to these questions on the following day's homework schedule on the website. But let's look at the word problem now. Simone lives 384 kilometers from school. She runs 1/3 of the distance and then walks the rest of the way to her house. How far does Simone run? Show your thinking, right? Which means communicate clearly in math. So she lives 3/4 of a kilometer, right? So it's helpful to draw a picture. There's her house, right? There's her school. That's 1 kilometer. Maybe let's draw it like this. And this would be 3/4 to get from here to here, right? And if you kept going past your school, that would be a total of 4/4. Now, she runs out of breath, right? So this is the total distance. She runs 1/3 of that distance. and walks this amount. So you want to try to figure out how far does she run. Now, you could draw a picture and kind of estimate ahead of time, but we want to be as accurate as possible. So anytime you have a question like this, if you see the word of, almost always of means multiply. If she runs 1/3 of the distance, that means 1/3 of 3/4. Pretty cool, eh? So then I'll multiply the tops, 1 times 3, multiply the bottom, 3 times 4, so 3/12, which we can reduce to 1/4. So she runs a quarter of the way, right, or a quarter of a kilometer, rather, I should say. So my concluding sentence would be, she runs 1/4 kilometer. Okay, so why don't you try this question? Hayden's hard drive is 1/5 filled. Oh, grammar's not great today. The operating system takes up 1/10 of that space. How much of the whole hard drive is filled by the operating system? Okay, pause the video, make sure that you should have units, right? If it's a word problem and a sentence, show as many steps as possible. Okay, when you're done, you can restart the video onto the back. Okay, so welcome to the back. We can also show multiplying using another type of model other than that paper, right, coloring in model from the beginning. But we can express multiplication as repeated addition. And so, for example, 2 times 3 is just saying you've got 2, another 2, and another 2, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all together. Right? You'd add them all up. Same sort of thing here. 3 times 5 is 6, 6 times 6 is 6, 5, 6. So we want to model that with a picture. If this is just divided into 6, I call it 5 of them, 5 of them, 5 of them. When it's 7, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6 colored all together. Right? Pretty cool. Now, here's the rule. So if you're multiplying just a whole number by a fraction, the first step is to put the whole number over an imaginary number 1. Then it's kind of like back to normal. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, put your answer in lowest terms. So I'll show you what this question looks like. We would rewrite it 4 over 1 times 2 over 3. All in the whole numbers are just have an imaginary denominator 1. So we're just writing it in to help us out. So then 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 3 is 3. That's in lowest terms. I'm done. So why don't you try these practice questions here. I take all those little numbers, put them over 1, and multiply like normal. When you're done, unpause the video and join us on the right. As this is a little reminder here, multiplying a fraction and a whole number in either order gives the same results. 2 over 1 times 2 thirds is 4 thirds, and 2 thirds times 2 over 1 is also 4 thirds. Okay, but 2 times 3, 3 times 2, it gives you 6 no matter what. So when you're doing word problems, keep that in mind. It's not really necessary which one goes first. It is when we do division next time. But for multiplying, order doesn't matter. The last type I wanted to go over today was multiplying mixed numbers. So the first step, if I've got 2 1/3, is to write the mixed number as an improper fraction. And it's the same thing as always. Remember, this would be 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. And then 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. Denominators stay the same. 9 times 7, which is 64. Right? And then 2 times 3 is 6. And then hopefully I can reduce that fraction. Know that both of them are probably divisible by 3. Right? 3 goes into the bottom, 3 goes into the top. 2 and 21 times. And that looks like I'm pretty close to being done. I want to show you a little trick at this step too for simplifying your fractions. And you can simplify your answer by putting your answer in lowest terms, or you can do the simplification in your question. And it has to do, you're only going to do it like crisscrossy. So I'm looking at this 9 and this 3. I know 3 goes into itself once and goes into 9 3 times. So check this out. If I have the question now, 3 over 2 times 7 over 1, that ends up being 21 over 2. I got to the same place. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you can do your reducing in the question. Sometimes you can wait to the end. Whatever you choose, right, you'll get the right answer both ways. But just to give you a heads up if maybe you're seeing that trend as well. So let's take a look at the chart here. I'll do the first one with you and then leave the rest to you. Right, it says the question expressed is an improper fraction. So our first step is to change that to 6 over 5. 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1, right, is 3 over 2. Multiplication, right, 6 times 3 is 18. 5 times 2 is 10. And my last step in lowest terms, both the top and the bottom are divisible by 2, and I get 9 over 5. Okay, finish the chart there, and then we have one more word problem to do together. All right, welcome back. So this question says, Jupiter completes its rotations every 24 hours. Right, that's one Earth day. How many rotations does Jupiter complete over one Earth week? Okay, so if it does 2 and 2/5 rotations every day, right? I know that there's 7 days in a week. So you take that 2 and 2/5 and multiply it by 7 days. 24 hours is the same as one day. All right, so if I'm going to multiply it by 7 days, right, I've got two things to worry about. I'm going to change that to the power. So 2 times 5 is 10 1, and then off we go. Okay, so you can finish this question yourself. Don't forget to put seconds when you're all done. All right, what's your units? Is it hours? Is it days? Is it rotations? Don't forget your units. Okay, so if you have any questions, please ask in class, and I'll see you next time.